morning folks, welcome back. Lastminute.com again, 13th of December. So this is Friday, right, come with. So we're going to have a wander around today. It's going to be a little bit of a homestead film, give you an update to what's happening, and then we're going to go up to the top and I'm going to show you an easy way, a pretty surefire way of photographing robins. I always like to incorporate a little bit of photography into these videos. I mean, look at it. It's not really a photography day, it's a bit murky and a bit skanky. So we'll have a wander down here. We'll show you what we've been up to. We've started putting a path in down here. We've had the old chipper going again. Gets a little bit slippy down here. So it's easier coming down and collecting the logs with some new trees to put in. Mate of mine's got me a few new trees. Got the old monkey puzzle, absolutely lethal. Nearly took my eye out when I was moving that thing. So we're not sure where to put that yet, but that's going to be a nice little addition. We've got some pallets. We have a few projects to get on with these. We're going to put a new composting area in because we'll have a look at that in a minute. The compost bins are full because we have more leaves than we know what to do with. So we've got a few projects, we've got to de-nail them, which it can be a bit hard work. Some of them we're going to keep in, the way they are because you've got that structural integrity, if you will, but we're going to try de-nailing a lot of them and use the timber because it's good stuff, is that. Right, follow me. On my nice new path here. Like I said, it makes everything so much better when we've got a path like this. Otherwise, it's a little bit slippy. The wood store. Wood store is nice and full at the moment. Surprising how much wood you go through. What we did as well, we put a new guttering on here because we were getting. I mean, that's a big old roof is the barn, and there was a lot of water coming off it. There was no guttering on. So what I've managed to do, I had some scraps left over from when they did the house. So we've got that down here, running into this bit of a gully, and then we've piped it out and it just runs nicely into the stream, which is good. And this area now is it's nice and dry, especially with putting this path down as well. Nothing's happened with that. Every now and again I just keep grabbing a few rocks and I keep shifting them over here because eventually, those of you who've watched the films before, I want to get all this out, all this rock, I want this to be level, and then we're going to have to, the big project is kind of rebuilding that back end of the barn. So that's a bit of an head scratcher. Every time I go in the barn I'm like, how am I going to do it? Do I build around it while that's still up? And I don't know. I can't.
Ideas in the
Comments in the film, please. Yeah, stick a comment on. See what's the best way I can do this. I think the trick is to clear all the way around it and then kind of rebuild around the thing, because I've no storage to put all that stuff. So it's a tricky one. It is a tricky one. But we're sifting through the leaves. We're getting there. We're getting shut of them. The storm Dara absolutely battered us, and it's one good thing, it took all the leaves off, so we know that there's no more leaves to come down. One thing it did do, it annihilated me garden shelter. So I had a big shelter here and I had the mowers in. Well, I took a little video. I was trying my best to anchor it down, but it snapped the poles and it ripped the fabric, so that was it, end deck. So we've cleared all this now, which is good. Hopefully this is going to dry out nicely. Like I said, the compost bins are full. We've got some of the old fleece from when we insulated the hide. That's just trying to keep it warm. But I'm going to put a roof on here. That's a definite. I'm going to use some of the ash from the trees that have the dieback. We're going to strip them poles down like we did with the bridge, and we're going to put a little roof on here, probably use a tarpaulin, and it just stops the compost from getting wet, and it keeps that heat inside it. So we've had to utilize our funny polytunnel for storing stuff out of the shelter, and we've actually moved. We have the other polytunnel that was delivered a couple of months ago now, so we've been marking out where the new polytunnel's going. So it's 25 foot by 12, which is a good size. We could have gone bigger, but it's a good start. So this is where the polytunnel's going. You can see these stakes. We've marked it out. The only issue is, as I've mentioned before, the whole place is on a slope. So the lowest point is here. So what I'm going to have to do is start there and dig in that way and get it level. You can't put a polytunnel on a slope, it's just not going to work. So I either build this up, I probably will end up doing that. So over the next couple of months, I'll take some of the earth off there, try and bank it up here and get it solid, rather than digging down, if you know what I mean. So that's going to be, it's going to be a bit of a job, is that. But it's what it is, it needs doing. So that's where we're up to in this garden bit. We'll have a wander up. This is part of the morning regime, if you will. So we've got to go up to the hide now. We're going to feed the birds, which is what we do every morning. You can see we've got some apples out here. The blackbirds have been going mad for them. It's fantastic food source. So you can see here, we've had a lot of visitors, and every time they come they bring us some apples. So we said to them, if you've any windfall, bag them up as well. So these are all the windfall apples. So the birds aren't bothered about bruised apples, are they? So we've just been spreading them out on the grass, and we've been getting the blackbirds down. We've even had the crows coming down and feeding on them, and the jays as well, which has been great to see. Right, follow me, we'll go up to the hide and we'll do a bit of feeding. We have a trail cam up here actually that I put up last night. We're going to go and check it in a minute, but we'll get these birds fed first. We're going to get the 180 to 600 out in a bit. So when we've done this, as I said before about photographing robins, we're going to have a do at that. Not going to be any great big photo session, all right, it's just a few tips. Oh, pheasants taking off there. They'll no doubt come back, because the pheasants, one in particular, has become very, very confident, and I've actually had it feeding out my hand, which is unusual for pheasants. They're a little bit skittish. So while we're feeding, this is a good opportunity to introduce the sponsors for this week. So in fact, if you look down there, Dawn, there she is. There's our little friendly female pheasant. So we'll see if we can get her feeding. Right, back to the sponsor. So the sponsor for this week is Chubby Mealworms. All right, so they do not just supply chubby mealworms. All right, they're a bird seed supplier. So I'm going to put all the details on the screen there. We actually have a discount code. The discount code is Simon7. So if you put that in online, you'll get a 7% discount on anything you buy. So big shout out to Chubby Mealworms. They have a whole host of stuff, and it's good quality gear as well, so check them out. So going back to the sponsors, Chubby Mealworms, they're trying to get all the packaging compostable, which again, really eco-friendly, so cracking for the environment. Check them out, they're definitely worth looking at. Nice to support a smaller company, you know, rather than these big multinationals. Right, what I usually do, just give it a little bit of a shake, and she might come out, you never know. So feed wise, what I've been using, I've been feeding sunflower hearts. The pheasants aren't daft, they always know that I spill a few little bits, so they come down and feed off the deck. So sunflower hearts and peanuts. I'll go and get the peanuts in a minute. And I also use these, I get these from Chubby Mealworms. They're a suet peanut roll. The birds love them, they go mad for them. That's a big block of suet, and it's got peanuts in and seeds and all sorts of stuff, so I just hang them up. I'll hang that up here. Right. Let's have a look for our little pheasant friend, see where she is. No, she's not going to come. She's not going to come down. Well, she's not going to come and feed out my hand because there's a lot of loose stuff about this morning. Plenty of food. But as I was saying, that's the morning regime. I was saying about the feeders before the pheasant interrupted me. I've started to rotate the feeders every couple of days, take them off, clean them out because of this. I don't know what I'll put it on. There is a disease that finches are particularly susceptible to, and I know green finches have been suffering really badly with it. If you can clean your feeders, it's a good idea. Don't let them, you know, get skanky and mouldy and whatever. It doesn't do them any good, so try and rotate them if you will. Another thing I did last week, I've changed the scrim on here. So this is more of a one-way camo screening, if you will. This worked all right, it was fine. I'm going to change the bottom ones as well. These don't get used that much, but this top one, it's a little bit different. It allows you to see out a bit better. I have doubled it up because of the buzzards, because the buzzards are extremely twitchy. So you've got a slot there to put your camera through, and it's working fine. We've been sat in there. I've had the sparrowhawk down on that perch there right at the front. Show you that fork one. And the jays have been coming in on this as well, so that just shows how well it's working. So in a bit we're going to walk down, have a look at the tawny owl box. That's our barn owl box. This is a good time of the year to check whether they're clear or not. A lot of the times with owl boxes you get jackdaws, other corvids, you get squirrels, and they take up residence. So now is a good time, get the ladder out, get them cleaned out. And it's important as well, especially with tawny owl boxes, get some protection on either a full, it sounds a bit dramatic, but it isn't. Tawny owls are aggressive, and especially if they're in residence in a box. So it's an idea, get some eye pro on, get a full face mask, like something that you wear when you're strimming, because they will go for your face. Anyone that knows about photographers, have a look up at Eric Hoskin, one of the most famous UK wildlife photographers, bit of the godfather of wildlife photography. He ended up losing an eye to a tawny owl. Okay, it flew at him, hit him in the eye, and he had to have it removed before the other one was infected, and he was completely blind. So you've been warned. So we're gonna saying that, I'm gonna have to go and get some gear on now, because we're gonna go and check the tawny owl box and make sure that there's no stuff in it. I cleared it out a couple of weeks ago, but there is a possibility that the squirrels have been in since, and it's getting that time of year now where owls are looking for somewhere to start nesting. So let's go. Front garden, nothing's changed up here. That's still up, which is testament to how good these are. It got it had got an absolute battering during Storm Dara, and I wasn't coming out to take it down, but I thought it's a good test for it. That just shows you how stable these are. I mean, we had like 92 mile an hour winds around here, and I was frightened to death. I mean, if you look up there, we've got some big trees around here, and a couple of big oaks around the back of the house. We've got that big ash tree, and it weren't off giving them a pummeling, and that stood up. So right, I'm going to get some iPro now, and we'll have a wander up there. In fact, I'm going to grab the camera. We're going to grab the camera and show you how to photograph them robins. Had the edges done the other week, which was good. Farmer came down with his big flail, so saved me a job. It was looking a bit like a wilderness, so that's another good job done. When you've got somewhere like this, in an ideal world I'd be out all the time photographing, but it's not the reality, I'm afraid. Especially not since we've had the place, what, 11 months now? But I was working for 6 months of that, so we're still getting a lot of things sorted. 9 months, yeah, so I only finished in, middle of September, so I don't think we're doing too bad at the moment. Just getting things set up. Once everything's set up, we'll be able to get a bit more with the camera, won't we? But again, this time of year, it's a good chance to, like, there's a bird box up there that had the pied fly catchers in. This is the time of year when you want to be having a look at your boxes, taking them down, clear them out, do any repairs on them that you want to do, give them another stain of, another coat of stain, and get them ready for the breeding season, because it'll be here before you know it. Time ticks on, doesn't it? So that's our tawny owl box up there. What I'll do, as I said a couple of weeks ago, I went up and emptied it out, but we'll just have another quick peek. A little trick what you can do, what I've done, I made a door on the side, an inspection door. So a good idea, if you don't want to stick your head straight in and get a face full of owl or squirrel or whatever that might make you eject yourself off the ladder, use your phone. Just put your phone in like that, and do a little film or take a picture or whatever. So I'll show you how we do that. But as I said before, iPro, we'll take that off, and it looks a bit of overkill, but it's not. You've got to look after your peepers, haven't you? So got our extension ladder. Good idea beforehand, just right, that's fine. All I'm going to do, get up there, open it up, I'll get my phone out, put it on filming. I'll do that now, so we're on video and that's recording. Give the box a tap. Have a quick look at that. I don't have to stick my head in. Right, that's fine, that's clear. The squirrels haven't been back in, which is good. Just check the box while I'm up here. It's still nice and secure. We've got bedding in there. And I'm going to leave that ladder up here so I can go around, get all the rest of the boxes sorted, inspect them all. Luckily we didn't need that big face visor, but we had these on. Always better to be better safe than sorry. Right, let's have a wander up here and we'll show you what we've had delivered. and the easy way to photograph robins with our new lens that I've only used once on the owls, and it was superb. So I'm really chuffed with that at the moment. I haven't used it during the day, so this is going to be its maiden voyage. We've not ordered Dawn Z8 yet, but he keeps going on about it.
I think you keep talking on about it.
You can see the wood to the left there, that little woodland. We're still working on that. So we're still managed to get a couple more of these down. I've probably 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 more to take down, 4 more of them ash, and then that is all the ash in this little woodland with the dieback. So I'll be able to put my head to rest then, because I didn't want them coming down on these BT lines. And we can use them for construction. They're too good to burn really. And then we've got to start on that side, but there's some big trees on that side, so we'll get this cleared, get the rest of that fencing down. We've got the sheep netting, that's got to come out, and then this will be nice and not clear, but it'll let a lot more light in, and hopefully we're going to get some bluebell bulbs, and it'll bring a bit of life to the woodland floor, if you will. So yeah, that's an ongoing project. But this is the next big project up here. I made a new sign as well, because if ever anyone comes here, they always get lost and they drive past. So we've got a new sign for the house. Dawn will show you that now. So 6 metre chassis, we've got to get that up there. So we'll have a wander. What I've been doing, well, I'll show you when we get up there. We'll grab this. So we wanted to put it in a place that kind of maximises the view, if you will, and it seemed a natural place to put it up here. So we're going to put a nice wood chip path up here, and we're going to go up in this top corner. There we are. So this is where it's going to reside. Up here. So I've been clearing, getting some of the brambles out and the brash. I've actually planted some beech. So we've got a line of beech that we've put in. Put 15 of them in. Just gives us a little bit more screening and a little bit of privacy. But that's the view down the valley. So it'll be a grand spot. All I need to do now is the small task of levelling this. So the base goes from that stake there to over here where the spade is. So I'm going to have to, I did think of getting a machine in, but I might as well just crack on with it, to be honest. I've got that tree root to dig out, which isn't too bad because it's a conifer. So I'm going to get a level line in here and then just start digging, get it level, and then get some stone in, tamp it down, build it round with stone, get the chassis up and get it built. Easy as that. So I mentioned before, we're not going to do any, well, we'll do a little bit of digging today just to demonstrate the robin photography, but a surefire way of getting photographs of robins is to put a spade in the ground. Seriously. So robins aren't tame, they're confident. They always have been. They're just comfortable around people. I know when I used to do a lot of fishing, they come and sit on the bait box and take maggots out of the trays. So they're supremely confident. they're comfortable around people, but they never want to miss an opportunity. So when I was digging the beach hedging in, they were down constantly, and I thought, what a great opportunity to get some photographs. So I always like to do a little bit of photography on my videos, so I thought we'd bring the 180 to 600 up. We'll dig a little bit of a trench just to demonstrate. Now, whether it's going to work or not, I don't know. I'll be really disappointed if it doesn't, because this is all part of the master plan for this film. So we will, that's our highest point. So I'm just going to dig a bit of a line, and we're going to stand back. We're going to put the spade in the ground. Oh, there's a surprise, I've hit a rock. And we're going to see if we can get a picture of the robin on there. We're not putting any seed down, no bait, no nothing. It's just an opportunistic moment to see if we can get some pictures on the new lens. So I think jumper off time. Oh, bloody hell. You hear that? I'm going to start at this end where there's no roots. So you can see what they're going to be after. That's what they're after. So literally just perched myself down in this pile of brash, and 5 minutes and the robin's in, feeding really confidently, coming down like a big pile of earth there, and went straight on the spade, which is, it just shows, you know, you take these little opportunities, just learning from what you've done in the past. Like I said, whenever I've been gardening, you always get robins down, and it's just a good opportunity to get some nice close-up pictures of them. So that's it from this one. Thanks very much for watching. It's been a bit of a hodgepodge, this one, to be honest. Last minute again. It's Friday morning now, so I've got to bomb down there, get some lunch, get this film edited and get it out for tonight. So hopefully we'll get it out for 6 o'clock. But nice to give you a bit of an update of what's happening on the Homestead, and nice to chuck in a little bit of photography. But you're gonna see plenty more of this lens in the future, because for this kind of job it's brilliant, you know, just handheld. Everything I've done, all the pictures of the robins and the footage as well, has all been handheld. So testament to the inbuilt stabilization of the setup. So like I said, that's it for this one. If you bought me a coffee this week, thanks very much. Massively appreciated. Superb. Great, the support. There's still some calendars left. If you want a calendar, get your orders in quick. I'll put the link on the bottom there. And that's it for this one. So thanks very much for watching. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe if you haven't subscribed. We're over 20,000 now. 20,200. We're bombing on. So I can't believe it. I think it's because we're getting a video out every week, which helps massively with the algorithm. So all those that have subscribed lately, thanks very much. Plenty more of content to come. So we'll see you on the next one. All the best.